The distinguished career of William Ferris. Born in Vicksburg, Mississippi in 1942, Dr. William Ferris is considered one of the foremost American authors and scholars of Southern art. He is the former chairman of the National Endowment of the Humanities and co-founder of the Center for Southern Folklore in Memphis, Tennessee. Ferris was also the founding director of the Center for the Study of Southern Culture at the University of Mississippi. The distinguished career of William Ferris was inspired by the blues and oral stories that he heard while he grew up in Mississippi. Ferris began documenting life and music on the farm while in high school. In 1970, he became a professor and started his teaching career at Jackson State University. From 1997 to 2001, Ferris served as the chair of the National Endowment of the Humanities, and in 2002 he served as a professor of history and folklore and as a senior associate director of the Center for the Study of the American South at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Ferris had grown up on a Mississippi Delta farm called Broadacres, which was 16 miles on a gravel road from Vicksburg. Bill Ferris was raised by highly educated people in a house filled with a smart conversation. He worked and lived with black families without prejudice. Jim Crow laws didn't apply on Broadacres. They were not part of the young Ferris experience. For more than half a century, the folklorist Bill Ferris has allowed Southerners to tell their stories in their voices. So those voices enable us to understand each other better. Ferris spent most of his career recording Southern voices and sharing them with people who could otherwise not have heard them.
In the South, if you listen, no matter where you are, you hear stories. People love to talk. And if I want to really know a person, I ask, what is your favorite story? And embedded in the story is who they are.
However, his most important contribution to Southern culture and history was to help Southerners understand each other. He also dedicated his life to letting the South hear itself, thus showing the connections that happen despite barriers of race and class. Ferris' work is marked by two important characteristics. The first one is his lifelong conviction that Southern culture's oral traditions, the words, the stories, and songs of regular folks are as important as the written literature. The second one is his approach to what he studies is purely chaotic, in the sense of the word. That means comprehensive or very broad in sympathies, understands appreciation or interest, otherwise not narrow, isolative, provincial or partisan. Because Bill Ferris has always believed the Southern oral tradition, Southern stories, songs and folklore are the best tools to show Southerners that what they have in common is powerful enough to break the walls of race and class. He has shown the world how all Southerners are connected. While teaching at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, he wrote and edited many works. One of his major works is Give My Poor Heart Ease, Voices of Mississippi Blues. This work consists of a 4-disc set that includes Ferris field recordings and films of blues singers, gospel singers, and storytellers. The background material that brings those recordings together comes in a 120-page hardbound book. Voices of Mississippi is the product of a career during which Ferris almost single-handed by turned Southern studies into a legitimate field of academic inquiry.
Well, Bill Ferris, congratulations on your new book, The South in Color, a visual journal. I'm looking forward to talking to you about your book on North Carolina Book Watch. Tell us in a word or two about this book and why you put it together.
Well, it's a first for me to do a book of photography, and especially color photography. It is a very personal book. It starts with my family, my parents and siblings, on the farm where I grew up and the families who live there. And then it moves out from childhood, from the 50s through the 60s and 70s, the development of civil rights, of Vietnam, all of the changes that shaped the South, shaped me, and these photographs in different ways reflect those changes.
The University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Thanks for watching.